Just waiting for some people to show up. Berta, ¿cómo estás, Berta? El jueves voy a hacer lo mismo en español. All right. Let me see. I have to put something that I cannot find. Where is it? Wow. I cannot find it. All right. Well, actually, I will do it. I need to put something very quickly. Today, I'm sorry. I need to put something very quickly. Videos, Reiki, miscellaneous, intros. All right. Today is the part 2 of this subject that has had a lot of questioning, because it happened to all of us at some point of our lives. As I said, we were in a toxic relationship at work, in our family, with a friend, or the one who I think affects us the most, a romantic relationship. And for some reason, we don't leave. Some people realize sooner than later, and they leave, but some others don't. Hola, María. María, voy a hacer este tema también en español el jueves. And I'm going to appreciate if you can share with friends, because I didn't even have time to tag anyone. I'm going to start from the end. We have to forgive ourselves for whatever happened, because we were not trained how to live life happy and in a healthy way. Our parents didn't know any better, and probably what we did, because we saw our parents, we did the same thing. We always copied to our parents. And today I'm going to bring a few other insights on these subjects. And one of them, in the Bible says something like, when you marry, you will leave your mother and father, and you will be one with your wife. You will be one flesh. What it means is not that our bodies will be one. In a sense, we are going to be together. But what it means that energetically, we are going to be one with this person. I showed you this picture the other day that is a very clear way why we are going to be one energetically, because we are sharing all our energy, and our energy affects us all. So when we have an intimate connection, physical connection, we make love with someone, we share absolutely all our energy, and our energy fields are one. This is what the Bible means. Our energy fields, hello Lulu, our energy fields are one. So we share the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what happened. And this is why we have to be responsible for our energy, because if we bring the toxicity from our work, from our family, or because we went gambling or doing drugs, our family will feel all that energy. Now, I have other insights that friends of mine have shared with me. One is my Reiki teacher, one is another friend, a Reiki practitioner too. And many times we stayed in a relationship because we are just comfortable with that. And we are afraid to do something new. Of course, we have, let's say that we invest 5 years in a relationship. We have a lot of things together. The place we go, if we are married, we have maybe a house, we have children. How on earth are we going to do with this relationship that is hurting us? And I'm going to share this very interesting thing from this website that says 5 ways to detoxify from a dysfunctional relationship. Relationships that start out with the best intentions and loving feelings can quickly turn toxic. I just want to see if it's working okay in YouTube. Just a second. That says yes. 5 ways to detoxify. So, very interesting. Relationships that start out with the best of intentions and loving feelings can quickly turn toxic. It is difficult to change a dynamic when strong emotions are already involved, and even more difficult to escape from a toxic relationship. You see, escape from a toxic relationship when emotions have become wrapped. A toxic person may become obsessed and irrational, or even turn dangerous. They may not longer see a love situation logically. Recognizing the signs that someone is emotionally toxic is not always easy. Often we meet people when they are in a good state of being, and then, after we've grown attached to them, they show their true colors. That happened to me. We all put on our best face in the beginning. Flowers, gifts, kisses, lot of love, but time peels away. That perspective masks to reveal our insecurities and faults. And I want to add my grain of salt here. What is it? Oh gosh. That when we are in a relationship, usually they push our buttons, like the article said. But time peels away that protective mask to reveal our insecurities and faults. Sometimes it is stress that brings out the worst in a person. So we are in a relationship to learn things. Out of loyalty, listen to this, we want to make the relationship work out of loyalty, or maybe because we have kids together, remembering that person's potential for being good. Yes, we believe that person could be good. The desire to hang in there through bad times is noble, but we can become badly hurt if we don't tread carefully. So this is the other thing. that we try because we get married, we are in a relationship for a long time, and we hope that the other person will change. But we also have to change. And this is very interesting that in this article said that we can become badly hurt if we don't tread carefully. Remember, the goal in a relationship is to foster healthy, nurturing, uplifting human connections and avoid poisonous relationships that drain of joy and energy. So here we have a very interesting thing. In this article, it's very clear that if we don't have joy, if our joy and energy are draining us, we are in a toxic relationship. Whenever we do something that we suffer, we are not doing the right thing. If the relationship is draining our energy and our joy, we are not in a right relationship. And many times, way that the situation change is useless, and we suffer, and everybody suffers. The most when a relationship turns sour, pay close attention. If you listen to your instincts, to your soul, you will know when to cut off someone whose obsession has become unhealthy. What is it? Here. Hola Berta, lo voy a hacer el jueves. Exactamente esto lo voy a hacer el jueves. To find the strength and courage to go through with it, recognize your self-worth. So you see, we have to recover our self-esteem. Recognize too that you are doing the other person no favors by allowing the creation of bad karma between both of you. Let a person go their way and work on personal issues without you being enmeshed with him or her. And if it's you who is becoming too needy, clingy, or dependent on someone, you need to revisit what's within and find security in a relationship with yourself, your healthy ambitions and aspirations and spirit. Alright, I'm going to stop a little bit. I'm going to have the article handy with me over here. And what we see is this. There are a great part of the population, if not all of us, that at some point we are in a toxic relationship. And we know because we are hurt. And like my friend told me today, we women end up taking the gallbladder, then the uterus, and then the ovaries. And we are left a mess. However, talking with the same friend, we know that somehow this can be healed, the root cause can be healed. And as you see, this is all. Can you post the link for the article? Yes, Anne, I will do it now. The link for the article so everybody can go there is here. I'm going to post it in YouTube too. We invest money, we have a house, we have kids, and we are afraid to leave when we know that there is nothing we can do. So we are a kind of in a comfortable zone. We are afraid of the new things that may happen. So there comes one of the things, we are afraid. In the spirit world, they tell us, if you give me your worries, your fears, I will give you everything. Sometimes We need to take that step. And before I go there, a friend of mine told me today, she gave a Reiki session, and this person is going through a little kind of traumatic relationship with its partner. I'm not going to say if it's him or her or him. And the other person, the romantic partner, was yelling at this person. But after the session, this person, well, it was a woman, she felt empowered to go and talk to his boyfriend, to her boyfriend, and say, you know what, we need to talk. I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I was doing an energy healing and you are treating me that way. So the woman realized that after the energy healing session, she had the courage to go and talk. So what we learn is energy healing help us to remove all these energy blockages. And when we don't have these energy blockages, we are able to do more things. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go, my favorite picture. So energy healing can help tremendously to remove all these energy blockages, and then will give us clarity and the courage to tell our partner, come, let's sit down and talk. Why do you treat me that way? Why this? Why that? So we need to talk. If we go the old way, that we never talk, we didn't express our feeling, we just, how do we say, we show our claws, so the other fear us, we will never solve anything. So, we need to be able to talk. We need to be able to express our feelings and say, you know what, this is hurting me. When you do this hurt me. Don't do it anymore, please. And maybe the only thing that was missing in that couple is communication. Good, honest communication. Other things that came up in the conversation is we tolerate a toxic relationship when we don't have self-esteem, when we lose the control of the relationship, and there is another subject, nobody has to control anybody. We need to have freedom. And as I showed the other day, let's see if I find the picture, this picture. Remember, those are toxic energy cords. If we are in a relationship that we have one or more of these toxic energy cords, we are in deep trouble. We are in honestly deep trouble. Because that means that we don't have freedom. And a relationship has to be about freedom. Okay, I'm going to take it because I know it's a mess of things here. So, we have a codependency. Let's say that the husband works and tells the woman, oh, you can stay home. But the woman feels that she's codependent because everything depends on the mood of the husband. If he gets upset and he leaves, she's left with nothing with the kids. That also is not a good situation. So, we need to forgive ourselves for whatever things we did that we regret today. Because at least we learned something. We're going to start our session. We did the Ho'oponopono last time. Practice the Ho'oponopono with every person in your life that you have ever had a toxic situation. Whether it was family members, a friend in high school, a romantic relationship, at work to start freeing ourselves from these energy cords. I think that this energy cord is over there. Remember, let me take that picture. Remember that energy cords are these pieces of energy that join us with other people. They could be good, they could be toxic. When they are toxic, they are draining our joy and energy all the time. We are going to start the session right now. You don't need to wait for me, that I go to the other room. Lay down on a bed which is comfortable. I'm going to record this. And make an intention. I want to forgive myself for all the boo-boos I made to myself in this lifetime. For all the things that I regret. We just have to let it go. What is done is done. In the spiritual world there is no blame, no punishment, no pointing fingers. They don't care anything at all. Because they know that we have eternity to learn. This life, and next life. However, if we work diligently and intelligently in this lifetime, in the next lifetime we are going to have a much better time. Hola Marisela, you lay down on bed, make an intention, a healing intention, and then make a deeper intention. I want to remove the root cause of all these things that I still regret in my life. So we start right now. I need to take all this. All right. Gracias, María. All right. This is the worst part for me because I don't feel like talking. If you are feeling peace, you don't even need to listen to this part. It's better if you enjoy the healing. That's what I would do if somebody else that does this kind of healing events. I really don't know what else to talk about. Yes, I know, but let me see. Let me see if I have anything here. So, in summary, we stayed in toxic relationships because we are comfortable. But the other thing that I see once in a while, there are people with this concept of twin flames. That is a very strong attraction between two people. And with the excuse of being the twin flame, they are in a relationship with somebody who is married. And both suffer because they cannot be together. Well, this is a toxic and sick relationship. Because we cannot be in a relationship with someone who is committed, theoretically, marrying someone else. So this is a recipe of suffering tras suffering tras suffering, lying to yourself, and lying to yourself. Because in those relationships, the twin flame, a single woman or a divorced woman, dating, having an affair with a married man, the man is taking advantage of the woman. I just want to mention that because I see it very often. María, cuando puedas la clase y el perdón a los padres. I don't forget that, María. I don't forget that. No me olvido, María, de tu pregunta, cómo perdonar a los padres. Y eso es muy, muy, muy importante. So María is asking how to forgive our parents. I'm going to talk about that later. And and we stayed in toxic relationship, like in my case. I was in a job for 23 years and the boss treated me like a doormat. For the last 2 years I knew he was going to fire me at any time. And actually once a healer told me, why don't you make up backups of all your files? And I didn't listen. And he laid me off after 23 years, after he promised me I was going to be in that job until the clinic was open, and he laid me off. And I was on the street, looking for a job for 2 years, sending 600 resumes, going to 50 interviews. I couldn't get a job. Then I have no choice. I start opening my practice of Reiki. That I never planned for this. I never imagined this. So I was in a toxic relationship with my boss. But I stayed because I was super comfortable. It was an easy job. I had plenty of free time. I was making a lot of money. My wife didn't have to work. We had 3 kids. And also, I stayed in a marriage for a long, long time, and the last maybe 5 years wasn't very nice. However, in my case, since I meditate every day, I have an inner castle where I brought peace to my mind, love to my heart, and joy to my soul. So if I was in a toxic marriage, I didn't care because it was too many years and we have 3 amazing kids, so I didn't care. Irma asked, And here you are. That's right. And one of the reasons I realized I couldn't be married anymore because she didn't let me to meditate. She didn't let me to practice Reiki. I could have opened my practice in my home because when she went to work, when I lost my job, and I was in my home trying to do internet marketing, I had some clients making videos, and I had the house alone when the kids were at school from 8 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. I could done 6 healing sessions a day, and just with that we were be able to make it. So she didn't even let me do that, and I let her do that. So you see, I went through that too. So we all went through that. And and I had to forgive myself for all the things I didn't have the courage to say, okay, getting divorced, oh my God, this is tough. We have a house, we have 3 kids, and well, since I didn't have the courage to do it, life helped me. Leaving my job that was toxic, leaving my marriage that was a kind of toxic too, not that bad for me. It wasn't extremely bad as the cases that I see. My wife didn't lose the gallbladder, ovaries, or uterus because I was a good man. I didn't give her troubles. And if we don't do it, God, life will do it for us. So when we have all the signs, all the red flags, this direction I am taking is not making me happy, is draining my energies and my happiness, so that's not the way to go. And in the article I was reading, there is something spiritual. When a relationship turns sour, pay close attention. If you listen to your gut instinct, which is our soul, listening to our soul, you will know when to cut off someone whose obsession has become unhealthy. There is always a very unhealthy obsession in relationships that are toxic. To find the strength and courage to go through with it. Recognize your self-worth. You see, I always have a lot of self-esteem. I know that I was a good person. I could do a lot of things for people. So staying in my marriage, it was trapping me, not allowing me to do the things I came to do in this world, which is this work that I'm doing, and I love it. Recognize too that you are doing the other person no favors by allowing the creation of bad karma between both of you. If you let the other person walk over you like a doormat, to scream at you, for example, I have a client, she came for a session 6 months ago, and the other 6 months she couldn't come because the husband didn't let her come. Actually, the husband came after her. So she knew what Reiki was, there is nothing wrong, and didn't let her come, and she came and told me her story. And in the story, she told me that she was considering to have a lover because the relationship with the husband was terrible. And she's a beautiful woman. And I told her, this is not a good idea, and much less to have an affair with a married man. You will have to be strong enough to tell your husband this is not working, and we have to go our ways. And she told me, well, he's making a lot of money. Again, we feel comfortable, like I was at my job in this cancer clinic for 23 years. So we need to have the courage, and if we know our self-worth, to go and talk to our partner, to see if we can heal the relationship, and if we cannot heal, to live in peace, if it's possible. When the person develops obsession and unhealthy habits, they treat us like a doormat. and with violence, well, we have to run away. Believe me, if you have exhausted all the means to make the relationship work, don't be afraid to leave. You will see that you will find the support from your family, from friends, from God somehow. And here says, and if it is you who is becoming too needy, clinging, or dependent on someone, you need to revisit what's within and find security in a relationship with yourself. You see, you have to develop the relationship with yourself. Your healthy ambition and aspiration and spirit. The most unfortunate aspect of any toxic relationship is that it diminishes your ability to trust others. When you can lose faith in other people and yourself and start to withdraw from people before you establish an emotional intimacy. When you lose your trust, it's very difficult. I know many women have lost the trust in men, and they cannot get close to men in relationship, and they are scared to be in an intimate relationship because of that, because they had enough. You can lose faith in other people and yourself and start to withdraw from people before you establish emotional intimacy. This is emotional intimacy. It's to be able to trust someone and tell the other person, like a friend, this and that, things about your life that you were afraid to talk before. If you leave your trust broken in pieces, all your future relationships will suffer. So you need to regain your trust, and that takes time. That takes time. If you think you can bypass having trust in others, and that isn't a crucial element of a relationship, please listen. A stable sense of trust must be developed, or you will drive people away, except those drawn toward through their own trust issues. And those are not the kinds of people you want to attract. So we don't want to attract the people who have the same problems that we have. It's difficult. If you are going to work some issues in your life, you will need a person who don't have them to help you to resolve them. Those people often lie and cheat. The ones who have the same issues and they don't trust anymore. Which means that no matter how vigilant you are, they are able to betray your trust. Therefore, you must resolve the issues of trust within you before they can be resolved outside of you. There are effective ways to detach from someone, and the process doesn't have to hurt. Breaking free of an obsessive dysfunctional relationship takes time and effort on your part. Here, there are 5 simple actions to take every day to help to let go. What it means, first of all, we need to have energy healing. Because with energy healing, we remove all these energy blockages. When we remove the energy blockages, we are in much better position to work on all the other issues. And then we go through this 5 steps that I don't have time to read. Please, okay, there are a few comments here. Well, except for you, except husband are evil too. I know, Lulu, this is why I'm doing this. Because I see 9 women in one man suffering. Yes, I am a good man. I treat my wife like a queen. She didn't realize that. And I treat my friends really, really well. And I know that there are many more women that are suffering than men. And men have to learn how to treat women with respect. And the reason they don't do it is because they don't treat themselves with respect. Okay, the 5 steps. I will post the 5 steps, but they are here, Irma. They are in this link that I post before. You go here, but I will post them so for people to have fun. The first steps are not that great. They are okay, and I would like to go through those on another conversation. Because I will read them quickly. Start your day with empowerment. You have to build your self-esteem. Replace your obsession. This is very important. We have to replace the obsession of being with that person with something else, with new habit, with new thinking patterns. Turn to others for help. We need to turn to others for help. The problem on certain cultures, women are going through hell with their husband or lovers or boyfriends, and they don't have the courage to talk to other people to tell them this is what I'm going through, so people can help them. Practice self-care. I am doing this since I was 18. I wake up nowadays. Sometimes I don't have time, but usually I do 15 to 30 minutes of exercise, whether it's weights on the floor, some abdominals, jump rope, and usually 15 minutes. Then I have a shower, a cold shower to wake me up. Then I do another 10 minutes of tension and relaxation exercises. I do a hatha yoga posture, and then I sit down to meditate. From half an hour to 1 hour, I try to do it 1 hour every day. That is self-care. I remember a friend of mine was living with me for a year, and he told me, you really do self-care. And I ate well. My green smoothie. Cheers. Even if it tastes horrible, it's healthy. No, my green smoothie tastes decent or delicious. Step 5, get into a new routine. Okay, we talk some other day. I'll let you go. I know that you're busy. Love you all, and I will do this in Spanish next Thursday. Bye bye. All right, everybody. No questions in YouTube. That's okay.